All right, finally, yes. All right, so welcome, guys. Welcome, all of you. Finally, we have, come up with yes, all the we've won over all the technical difficulties. Finally, yes, we are here. Yes, guys. So 75th year of Indian independence. Today in this session, we'll be discussing the highlights of the session that happened. The all important speech of the Independence Day that happened yesterday. Pretty sure all of you did hear the Prime Minister's speech. Here in this session, we'll talk about key highlights that are important with respect to our exams and also with respect to our knowledge as well. So welcome, guys. Welcome, everyone. A very good evening. Welcome. Guys, do share this video with all your friends now that we are audible and visible also quickly so that everyone joins us in this all important session. So now when we're talking about the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, the Amrit Mahotsav is the time period which is starting from the 75th year and will go on till the 100th year, right? This is the Amrit Mahotsav, the phase that after 75th year of independence. So lots of positives. If you talk about the 75th year Independence Day speech by the Prime Minister, lots of positives were shared. We all know about the Indian decade and whatnot. So lots of things were covered in the speech. Let's cover them one by one. Let's start. All right, here we go. So guys, the Prime Minister, as we all know, hoisted the national flag at the you can see Red Fort as India now enters the 76th year of independence and addressed the nation for the 9th consecutive time, right? So we know that this is the second tenure of the Prime Minister. So 9th consecutive year he gave the speech, and here in this speech, what were the main things that are to be kept in mind? Please write them down to make sure that you have a pen and paper ready with you. So he said that the 76th Independence Day has marked the first dawn of Amrit Kal. Amrit Kal is the time period from the 76th year to 100th year, right? So independence, we all know, we got in the year 1947. After 75th year, so now 76th to 100th year, the last 25 years, this phase is the Amrit Kal. So please write this down. From which year the Amrit Kal starts, or from which year to which year is the Amrit Kal? So from the year 2022 to 2047 is the Amrit Kal. This is the phase, right? So marks the 75th year of independence. The Amrit Kal now is has now started. So 83 minutes long this speech was, and the Prime Minister spoke about India's achievements in the following fields, which include number one, of course, technology, then ethanol production. We all have heard about ethanol, that this is a substitute for the petroleum, gases, diesel, etc. We all have heard about these things, right? Even Nitin Gadkari ji, he also, the Union Cabinet Minister, he also came forward and talked about the benefits of ethanol, and we'll be talking about more about the same as well. The COVID-19 vaccination program and its success, and much more in the 83-minute long speech. Now, our nation has proved that we have an inherent strength from our diversity, and the common thread of patriotism makes India unshakable. We all know that even if I ask you guys, you will also say that almost all of you would definitely agree that in our society, in our schools, so wherever you go, there were Indian Independence Day celebrations going on, right? So everywhere you go, any part of the country, you'll find that the flag was hoisted, people were united, and the celebrations of the Independence Day went on full swing, right? So this happened with all of us. Now, two big challenges the Prime Minister stated that we face today. What are those two big challenges? Number one is corruption, and number two is Parivarvad. Parivarvad actually means nepotism. Now, the first time the Prime Minister has pointed this as a problem, Parivarvad, right? Nepotism. Now, we all know that we've heard about this word nepotism when we were when we were reading about Bollywood, right, the stories of upcoming Bollywood actors, actresses, right. But when we talk about here parivarvad, it is not just, or nepotism, it is not just restricted to that, but it is it is there across spheres, right? Even in politics, we know that there are instances of nepotism, which should not be the case, as the Prime Minister pointed out. Now, corruption is hollowing the country like a termite, and we have to fight it. Of course, what is India's rank in the Corruption Perception Index? Let's see how many of you are aware. Let's see if you are aware. Let's see how many of you can give the correct answer. Corruption Perception Index, what is India's rank? Very poor, as you all are, as you all must be aware. I am sure you must be knowing the answer, because we have discussed this previously as well. Let's see. Chaliye. Meanwhile, till the time you share your answers, waiting for your answers, by the way. Chaliye. Meanwhile, till the time you share fifth, no beta, no. Corruption Perception Index. Guys, I can't see any answers. It's quite strange, because we discussed this recently. We took a marathon session where we discussed lots of questions, right? And that is where we discussed this. There was a question and the rank was also discussed. I wonder, why don't you remember? Yes, Prashant, this is the correct answer, beta. Only Aradhya and Prashant have given the correct answers. Guys, those of you who are not watching us live, please mention your answers in the comments. I'd like to see all of you sharing your correct answers. The reason I'm not sharing the correct answer with you verbally is because I want you guys to research the answer, right? The effort that you put in to find the answer will help you retain the answer. Please, everyone has to mandatorily research, and please write this down. Please, come on. This is very important, all the rankings and indexes. Chaliye. Now, secondly, we have to raise awareness against parivarvad, that is nepotism, to realize strength of our institutions, to take our country forward on the basis of merit. Now, this was also shared in the Prime Minister's speech. Now, the theme, very important pointer, guys, here. Please write this down. The theme, as we all know, is one of the most important things. So please write this. The theme: nation first, always first. Please write this. Nation first, always first is the theme. Nation first, always first. Lakshmi, the question was the rank of India in Corruption Perception Index. Yes, Tiru has also given the correct answer. Raki, Preeti, Sakshi, well done. Chali. All right. Now, the theme, very important for the Independence Day: nation first, always first. Please write this down. Very important, as you know, themes are frequently asked. Now, tribute to freedom fighters. We all know that the fundamental rights that we celebrate today, right? So many things we have. We can go to the court in case of any issue that we are facing. In case of we can't raise our voices, at our workplaces or anywhere, right? If government is doing something, let's say, for example, take farm laws for an example, right? There were protests that were happening in the country. We all know in the NCR this was happening, and this was all allowed. This was not something which was allowed, let's say, 20 years, 30 years prior to the independence. Let go independence, right? Before 1947, this was a distant dream. Right, in Jallianwala Bagh, what happened, we all are aware. Unarmed public were gathered and they were brutally murdered. Right, so all these rights that we enjoy today is all because of the contribution of the freedom fighters. So there wasn't a single year, when the freedom struggle was going on, that the freedom fighters did not face any cruelty. Today is the day when we pay our respect to them, is what the Prime Minister said. We need to remember their vision and dream towards India. Our country is grateful to have freedom fighters like you can see here: Mahatma Gandhi ji, Bhagat Singh, Rajguru, Ram Prasad Bismil ji, Ashfaqullah Khan, Rani Lakshmibai, Subhash Chandra Bose, and Tatya Tope. Not just limited to them, right? There are lots of other names, of course, lots of unsung heroes as well who shook the foundation of the British Empire and made sure that the India that we see today, is absolutely the rights that we enjoy today are available to everyone. Right now, you can see the tribal freedom fighters, which include, you can see here, Birsa Munda, Tirath Singh, A.S. Raju played an important role in the freedom struggle. In every corner of India, the nation also remembers the people who sacrificed and for their life for the country and did not gain, you can say, popularity as much as some of the other freedom fighters. Their contribution should not be forgotten, and they should get their due, of course. Right? So this is also very, 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 very important. Now, next, India is the birthplace of democracy. So you can see here today, as we celebrate the Amrit Mahotsav of Azadi, we need to salute our soldiers, police forces, all the armed professionals, and you can see the citizens of the country who faced many challenges, yet made sure that they worked towards the vision of New India. This is what the Prime Minister has been sharing. India is the mother of democracy. Our nation has proved that we have the inherent strength that comes from our diversity. We all add power of patriotism, which makes India unshakable. Which means we all know that India, is a country which has a diversified culture. So many cultures exist. So many linguistic, differences there are. So many cultural, differences there are. Even then, we are united as a nation, and this definitely makes India an aspirational society where changes are taking place in a collective spirit. India is growing leaps and bounds in various spheres. There is a strength in the land of India despite all the challenges. India has not stopped, not bowed down, but only moved forward. One of the, you can say, most developing countries in, if just not in India, just not in Asia, but the entire world. The Har Ghar Tiranga initiative, we all know this was there. If we talk about the Har Ghar Tiranga abhiyan, this was there. Every one of you must have also participated in this or you can say movement, where every household was expected to raise tiranga. So it's an example of celebrating the spirit of a proud country. Many experts could not even imagine the enthusiasm of the country towards the tricolor in the last 3 days. It is a symbol of a reawakening of the nation, right? This is what the Prime Minister shared. Now, moving on, guys, you can see here Prime Minister set 5 pledges target for the next 25 years. Now, what are they? What are the targets for the next 25 years? Let's have a look at that as well. Number one, you can see the Prime Minister has laid down for the next 25 years a strategy which is known as Panch Pran. Panch Pran is the name of the strategy. You can see of the Amrit Kal. Amrit Kal, we all know, from the 76th year to the 100th year, includes 5 pledges to the future of India to fulfill freedom fighters' dreams by the year 2047. Number one, a developed India. Please write this down. Very important. This can be asked directly in your exam. Very important. Which among the following is among the 5 pledges, made in the speech by Prime Minister, or among the 5 strategy in the Panch Pran. Panch Pran. So Panch means 5, Pran means pledge. So you can write Panch Pran. Number one, a developed India. India must think big. Number two, freedom from the idea of servitude. Now, this was a seed that was sown by the Britishers. If we talk about India, India needs to shed the mindset of slavery in our consciousness. Third, pride in heritage. We should be proud of our culture. right? We shouldn't be thinking that if we don't know a particular language, it's a matter of shame, or if we are not of a particular skin tone, it is a matter of shame. This was something which was again instilled in the minds of Indians by the Britishers. Pride in heritage, India must be proud of its heritage. Whatever is Indian, we should be proud of it. Unity and solidarity, we all, you can see, must have a sense of unity. We are obviously 130 crore in population. And lastly, fulfilling one's duty, the duty of citizens towards the nation. You should realize what is your duty. I don't just litter around. Don't treat the country like someone else will look after this, right? Why should we bother? Someone else will take care of this issue. Whatever issues you are facing, right? It is your country, you have to own it, right? That does not mean you start utilizing everything, start using everything as your own. But the idea is that you should be more responsible when it comes to your own country, of course, right? So these are the 5 pledges, very important, will be asked in your exam. So please quickly write them all down. Now, Atmanirbhar Bharat, we all know, self-reliant India we're talking about. For the first time in 75 years, Made in India gun has been used for the ceremonial gun salute from Red Fort. Never ever this has happened. Made in India guns have been used for, you can say, the ceremonial salute. Yeah? You've heard Topo ki salami, 21 Topo ki salami. You all have heard about the ceremonial gun salute that we call, right? So all that were always done by guns which were made either in Russia, US, France, or UK, or any such other foreign nation. But now India is producing all of these. India has incentivized people to produce here in India, and they will get lots of benefits in terms of monetary, tax benefits. What else? N number of benefits there are in the productivity linked incentive schemes, right? So production linked incentive schemes, PLI schemes, we are becoming a manufacturing powerhouse of the world. People are coming to India to make in India. We all know that companies are moving out of China, moving out of Philippines, and choosing India as the next destination. If we talk about Indian entrepreneurs also, they are also moving in a in a speed that was not imaginable, let's say 10 years ago. I salute children. This is the Prime Minister saying, guys, I salute children who are saying no to imported toys. When a 5-year-old says no Videshi, Atmanirbhar Bharat runs through his veins. So the Prime Minister is saying that we all know that the toy industry is more than $5 trillion, right? So toy industry, if you look at the most watched video on YouTube, it is also, the majority videos are actually baby rhymes and related to children who are below the age of 10. So we all know that the toy industry is actually huge. So in order to tap this toy industry, Indian manufacturers, Indian toy makers, they are they are being pushed to develop indigenous toys, and all this was actually you can say under the spotlight this Independence Day in the speech. Hi Devarita, welcome late. All right, no problem. Chaliye. Next, among others, you can see advanced towed artillery gun system. We are talking about Atmanirbhar Bharat. So you can see the ATAGS, that is the advanced towed artillery gun system. This is again an indigenous howitzer gun which is developed by Indian government and was manufactured by DRDO. So all of these were showcased in our on our Independence Day. Then for the first time, Mi-17 helicopters showered flowers at the Red Fort during the Independence Day celebrations. So it was a lovely spectacle for those of you who did watch the same. Now, guys, the thing that we were discussing, the productivity linked incentive scheme, that the PLI, the production linked incentive scheme, number one, launched by the Department of Telecommunications in the year 2021. The objective is to boost manufacturing as well as investments and export in the telecom and the networking products. So the government is ready to infuse lots of money here in case people or or corporates or companies are willing to spend money in the telecommunication sector. The scheme also aims to encourage local companies to set up and expand existing manufacturing units that they have. Next point is the most important point of the speech, guys. This decade, the entire decade, we are talking about 2021 to 2030, right? The entire decade, the Prime Minister has said that many experts are calling this as the decade, right? As India's decade. Now, tech here means, of course, technology. So this entire decade belongs to Indian technology. India's decade is finally here, is what the Prime Minister said. With 5G, chip manufacturing, we are bringing revolution through digital India to grassroots. We all know what happened recently. There was a global chip shortage. Lots of you who plan to buy cars, including me also, right? So all of us faced lots of problems, right? Because there was severe chip shortage, right? So because of these chip shortages, it was very difficult to procure cars, right? So there's a huge waiting 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, 2 years in some cars, right? So huge chip shortage we all faced due to the COVID uh, and the problems of inter-country. You can, because of the COVID, there was no transport going on, no delivery or demand. The entire demand supply chain was disrupted. So India and obviously the government came up with a solution. They said that they will help any such Indian industry and Indian company who comes forward and is willing to start their own chip manufacturing here in India. We, government of India, will help them up to 50% of the cost that they will actually face. The cap on this was up to 10,000 crore rupees. So this is a huge amount, of course. So 10,000 crore, up to 10,000 crore rupees, or 50%, whichever is lesser. The amount will be shared by the Indian government. So lots of initiatives were done. They were helping out the entrepreneurs on the financial front as well, and that is the reason why it is predicted that the next decade will belong to India. Digital movement and production, you can see, with production of semiconductors, 5G and optical fiber show strength in education, of course, health, change in common man's lives also. And today we are seeing the Digital India initiative. Startups are growing in the country, and a lot of talent is coming from the tier 2 and tier 3 cities. We have to believe in our abilities, right? We cannot think that because this is our idea, it is not worth it. You have to believe in yourself, is what the Prime Minister is saying to all of us, right? A new education policy. Now the Prime Minister also laid his thoughts on the same. The new education policy lays emphasis on skill development, skill that will help people give freedom to think out of the box and do away with the thought of slavery, right? Think independently, think of creating businesses. The new policy have been formulated with a lots of brainstorming, with the exchange of ideas from various people, and is at the root of country's education policy. It's obviously very important. The old education policy was all a product of the British education system that came over the years, starting from 1805, then 1813, 1833, right? All of this was happening. The Britishers kept infusing heavy they kept on doing heavy investments here in our country to eradicate the entire Gurukul system that were prevalent, and they wanted good quality clerks, obviously at cheap prices. So they educated Indians, and they made sure that they are thinking on the lines that they will secure a good job once they are probably a graduate. They know English, and that's why the emphasis on English was laid. Anyways, so the new education policy will now focus on making sure that people focus more on developing the skill that they actually have, and do away with the thought of slavery or anything of that sort. Next, respect for women and the Nari Shakti pitch. You can see here the role of women in India's progress was a major element addressed by the Prime Minister, who, in an emotional appeal, noted that respect for women is super duper important for any nation's growth. It's obvious, it's very important. It is important that in speech and conduct, we do nothing that lowers the dignity of women. So it was, he made an appeal through the speech. You can see where he emphasized that every one of us should do nothing that lowers the dignity of women. A distortion has crept in our conduct, and we at times insult women. Can we take a pledge to get rid of this behavior and values? So a very important point was raised by the Prime Minister, as we can see here in this speech. He also laid down emphasis on gender equality. Please, guys, share the rank of India in gender equality, and highlighted increased women participation, Nari Shakti, in all walks of life. So, when it comes to board of directors in companies, how many women are there? If we talk about Bangladesh, Bangladesh has more percentage in South Asia, or you can say even Asia, than any other country. If you compare it with, so there 6% women are actually on board as board of directors. If we talk about India, it is much worse. So there is a there is a demand, you can say, there is an appeal by the Prime Minister that Nari Shakti, you have to trust women and make sure that they are also coming forward. Well done, guys. Suryansha, Prashant, Harshita, Jia, Nancy, Vedika, Devarita, Preeti, Ayush, Shakshi. Well done, Prashant. Good job. 135 is absolutely the correct answer. Well done, guys. Now, the nation first approach. The Prime Minister asked Indians to adopt a nation first approach for everything that we do. So, whatever we do, the nation should be first. You can see the Prime Minister saying that I urge the youth to dedicate the next 25 years of their lives to the development of the nation. The work that we do today will obviously reflect after 25 years. It will it will reap benefits in the future, but it is important that we start right now. We will work towards even the development of the entire humanity. That is the strength of India. We have been world leaders throughout, and by the 100th year of independence, we have to work with the vision, you can see, of accomplishing what our freedom fighters actually had dreamed of. So, India first policy. Then there is a fight against corona. If we talk about corona, you can see India has set a record of providing 200 crore doses, of anti-COVID vaccine to the people in a timely manner, so that matters. COVID. We all know that how many people lost their lives in COVID. So to make sure that that the entire COVID battle is actually held in a way that no more, you can say, no more deaths take place. It was important that majority of the population was actually vaccinated, and with the 200 crore plus doses that we have been able to provide, most of them were given to people who were above the age of 18. After that, there was a drive where people below the age of 18 were also vaccinated. So majority of the population got vaccinated, double vaccinated, which was obviously something which was a distant dream. You know, if we go back to 2020 and we start thinking that how will the entire country be vaccinated, but yes, for sure, we were able to vaccinate majority population, which is definitely commendable, and that is what the Prime Minister shared. Now, guys, so many information that we discussed today, all the important key pointers with respect to our exam in the speech, Independence Day speech was discussed here. So quickly, guys, hit the like button and comment the answer that I asked you the question of. I asked you a couple of questions. Please provide the answers in the comments. Also, guys, in case of any query, please feel free to reach out in the comments. Share the video, subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on any such important videos that come your way. And guys, that's it from us here at BYJU'S Exam Prep. This is me, Abhimanyu Raj Purohit, signing off. all the very best for your preparation. Make sure you keep nation first going forward in the future. All right, guys, thank you so much. Take care. Goodbye. Sayonara. Had a great time. We will meet in the next session. Till then, take care. Bye bye. Sir, your session also in today in app. Yes, beta. We have our sessions. That's a daily thing. Chaliye. All right. So bye bye. Shubham, they are available, beta. In case you are not able to track them, please feel free to reach out in on the email ID support@byju'sexamprep.com. Right? And our team will definitely be more than happy to help you out. All right, buddy. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Sayonara. Take care. See you all in the next session. Bye bye.